Imagine if your garden could help save the planet, one plant at a time. Welcome to a realm where your green thumb has the power to make a significant difference. This is sustainable gardening, a practice that marries the joy of nurturing life with the responsibility of caring for our planet. It's a world where the health of our soil, the buzz of bees, and the whisper of the wind in the leaves are all interconnected. Welcome to the world of sustainable gardening. The beauty of sustainable gardening lies in its principles. Now let's delve into the core principles of sustainable gardening. These principles are simple yet effective in creating a thriving, eco-friendly garden. First up is composting. This is the process of turning organic waste into nutrient-rich soil. It's like magic, turning what would have been waste into a valuable resource for your plants. Not to mention, it significantly reduces the amount of waste that ends up in our landfills. Next, we have the use of native plants. These are plants that naturally grow in your local area. They are adapted to local soils, climates, and wildlife, making them easier to grow and better for local biodiversity. Plus, they often require less water and fewer pesticides, further reducing your garden's environmental footprint. Then, there's water conservation. In many areas, water is a precious resource. By using techniques like rainwater harvesting, drip irrigation, and mulching, you can significantly reduce the amount of water your garden needs. These techniques not only conserve water but can also lead to healthier plants. Finally, we have natural pest management. This involves using non-chemical methods to control pests, such as introducing beneficial insects, using barriers, or simply hand-picking pests off your plants. It's a healthier, safer way to manage pests that supports the balance of your garden's ecosystem. Each of these principles, from composting to natural pest management, is a pillar of sustainable gardening. They work together to create a garden that's not just beautiful, but also kind to the environment and beneficial to local ecosystems. You see, the principles of sustainable gardening are not complicated, but they can make a world of difference. Ever heard of black gold? Well, in gardening, that's compost. Now, you might be wondering, what makes compost so magical? Let's dive in. Composting is nature's way of recycling, transforming organic waste into nutrient-rich soil. It's a simple process that can be started right in your backyard. All you need is a mix of green waste like vegetable peels and coffee grounds and brown waste, such as fallen leaves or shredded newspaper. These materials are layered in a compost bin or pile, and over time, with a little heat, air, and moisture, they break down into a rich, dark substance, your very own black gold. But why should you compost? Well, it's a win-win situation for you and the planet. Composting enriches the soil in your garden, improving its structure, texture, and ability to retain water. It feeds your plants with essential nutrients, promoting healthier growth. And let's not forget, it reduces the need for chemical fertilizers, which can be harmful to the environment. Not only that, composting plays a significant role in waste reduction. Each year, an average household produces hundreds of pounds of kitchen and yard waste. Much of this ends up in landfills, contributing to methane emissions, a potent greenhouse gas. But by composting, you can divert a large portion of this waste, reducing your carbon footprint. Starting a compost pile is easier than you might think. You can use a simple compost bin, a tumbler, or even a worm bin if you're feeling adventurous. Just remember to turn your compost pile regularly to help speed up the process and prevent odors. The magic of composting is in its simplicity and its impact. It's a small step you can take towards a more sustainable lifestyle, turning waste into a valuable resource for your garden. So next time you have kitchen scraps, remember, they are not waste. They are black gold for your garden. Water is life. In sustainable gardening, we make sure every drop counts. One of the most effective ways to conserve water is through rainwater harvesting. This practice is as old as the hills, but it's as relevant today as it ever was. It involves collecting and storing rainwater for later use instead of letting it go to waste. By doing this, you're not only reducing your water bill, but you're also giving your plants a natural source of hydration that's free from chemicals found in tap water. Moving on, let's talk about drip irrigation, a highly efficient way to water your plants. This method delivers water directly to the root zone of your plants. The beauty of drip irrigation is that it reduces water loss through evaporation or runoff. It's a win-win situation. Your plants get the right amount of water, and you conserve this precious resource. Now let's not forget about mulching. Mulch is any material that you spread around or over your plants to enrich or insulate the soil. It serves a dual purpose. Not only does it keep the soil cool and moist, reducing the need for frequent watering, but it also suppresses weed growth. And the best part? You can make mulch from garden waste like grass clippings or fallen leaves. It's yet another way to reduce waste and conserve resources in your garden. Let's take a moment to appreciate the value of these practices. Imagine a world where every garden utilizes rainwater harvesting, drip irrigation, and mulching. The amount of water saved would be enormous. And it's not just about the numbers, it's about the ripple effect that each small act of conservation can create. Consider this: a garden in California that uses rainwater harvesting can save approximately 400 gallons of water per year. Now multiply that by the number of households in just one city. The impact is mind-boggling. And that's just one example. Case studies from around the world tell the same story. Every drop counts. By conserving water in your garden, you are not just saving money, you are saving the planet. Ready to get your hands dirty? Let's dive into some simple, actionable projects that can transform your garden into a beacon of sustainability. First up, building a rain barrel. This is a fantastic way to conserve water, and it's easier than you might think. With just a few everyday materials, you can set up a system that collects and stores rainwater for use in your garden. Next, consider creating a pollinator-friendly garden space. This not only adds a splash of color and beauty to your garden, but also invites bees, butterflies, and other pollinators. Planting native flowers and shrubs is an excellent way to attract these beneficial visitors. And remember, these are just starting points. There's a whole world of sustainable gardening practices waiting for you to explore. So, roll up your sleeves and let's make our gardens greener. These simple projects can turn your garden into a sustainable paradise. So, what does this all mean for you and your garden? Well, let's bring it all together. We've unearthed the principles of sustainability, delved into the magic of composting, learned how to make every drop of water count, and even got our hands dirty with some do-it-yourself projects. But the real question is, how does all of this impact your garden, your home, and even the world around you? Sustainable gardening is not merely a trend or a hobby, it's a lifestyle, a mindset, and a powerful tool for change. By adopting these practices, you are not only nurturing a thriving and beautiful garden, but you're also contributing to a healthier, more sustainable world. Remember composting? That's not just about reducing waste or creating nutrient-rich soil. It's a small yet significant step towards reducing landfill waste, cutting greenhouse gas emissions, and nourishing the earth rather than depleting it. And that compost pile in your backyard? It's a testament to the fact that one person's trash can indeed become another person's treasure. And what about water conservation? It's not just about saving a few gallons here and there, it's about recognizing that water is a precious, finite resource. It's about understanding that our daily choices can impact water availability for future generations. With techniques like rainwater harvesting or drip irrigation, you're not just watering your plants, you're making a statement about responsible water use. Then there are the do-it-yourself projects. Building a rain barrel, creating a pollinator-friendly garden space, these aren't just fun weekend activities. They're tangible ways to engage with nature, to promote biodiversity, and to make a positive impact on local ecosystems. Through sustainable gardening, you're not just growing plants, you're growing a movement. You're part of a global community of gardeners who are choosing to garden with purpose, with respect for the earth, and with a vision for a greener future. The beauty of sustainable gardening is that each small action, each decision you make, has ripple effects. It might start in your backyard, but it doesn't end there. It extends to your neighborhood, your city, and even beyond the borders of your country. So let's keep planting, nurturing, and growing, not just our gardens, but also a sustainable future. Remember, every garden counts, every action matters, and every gardener can make a difference. Your garden is more powerful than you think. Start your sustainable journey today.